Hello, hi everyone. In this video I would like to explain you how to create an application using the New York version. So it's quite user friendly. It's very different from what we are used to do in Madrid when you start to create the application from scratch, all your tables and application file. So in the beginning it will offer you a different like you will have a window where you can complete information progressively in order to create all your application files. So where I would like to come in the end is to have this result. Okay, I'm going to have in my application, it's not going to be entirely an application where we'll have all the other things like business rules and stuff. The entire goal here is to explain you how access control works, and in the meantime I will show you as well how to load data, do a transform map, and from an Excel file sheet, okay, from this one. So the table that we are going to create will look like this one. So field 1, field 2, field 3, field 4, field 5 have your data inside, and the main thing is to create access control in order to modify the view. So as you can see here, Fred Ludy, it can see everything, but comparing to batch, you cannot see field 3. This can be only done by creating an application file called access control list. In the same way here, we have a different result. Fred Ludy is able to see everything, but a batch is only able to see field 3. Other fields are not visible for her. So this can be useful when you have a different type of user in your organization and they have to view only few things and not every information. So how to control the view, the information displayed to each member, each person's working in an organization. So for Fred, it can be the administrator, but it's going to be our user, and she's not it's not necessary for her, for example, to see the field 3. Okay, let's put it in this way. So it's just an example. So now let's get started to create our application. So under system application, you have to type system application and then choose studio. It's going to open the normal page that you used to have, and click on create application file. Here you go. You have a new interface where you have to enter first the application name. So I'm going to put generic, and it's asking you the description of your app. So it's going to be ACL, so it's not really entire app is going to do something specific. It's just to explain you how the access control works. I'm going to type ACL explanation. Okay, so you can actually as well upload some logo for your application here. So I haven't tried, I'm not going to do that now. So here's the cool thing. So you can actually create roles here. You used to create application file. Once you have created your application, you have to go through here, for example, create application file, find out the role, and then create the role. Here you can create directly, and we need two roles, right? We need admin role and the user table role. Okay, the first role is going to be admin. It's fast, it's going to be created very quickly, and then user table user. So this is going to be for example, the first one is going to be for Fred, assigned to him. The second one is going to be for Beth, for example. I'm going to click on continue. It's asking you how do you want to use it for this app, which format. So I would like to choose the one that I have got used to, the classic one. And now it should ask us if you want to create a table usually. So it's taking it much more time than usual. Okay, great. So it's asking you, do you want to use an existing table or create a new table? I don't want to use an existing table. I want to create a new table, and the table should look like this, the one that we have here. So I'm going to click on create new table, and we have few options. So you can upload a spreadsheet, extend table, and create table from scratch. I'm going to do this one. Click on continue, and you can add as many fields you want. So I have field 1, field 2, field 3, field 4, field 5. So I'm going to click on here. So the first one, field 1, and I'm going to choose a string, and okay, continue, and it's going to be field 2, string, display, and it's going to be field 3, display, and field 4 is going to be string as well, display, and last field is going to be field 5, and it's going to be string as well. Okay, and great. So I have all the fields. I'm going to click on continue, make it extensible, odd number, table name is going to be still generic, continue, click on continue again. Do you want to add another table? I don't want another table, it's enough. So it's done for the tables. I'm gonna click done with tables, click on start. Again, it's asking us the description of your app. At this point, I haven't discovered why we should enter again the same description, but I'm gonna do it as it's asking us. And ACL explanation, create, done with apps, done. So in few steps, it's created. Now what I have to do is just click on generic, which is the application that I've created, and I have all the information here. So I have the roles, you have the access control, you have the navigation with the generic, all, create new, all these things already available. And you can see a lot of access control because we have created 2 different roles, and for each different roles we have the appropriate access control. So read and delete, write and write, create, and so on. So for each individual role. Okay, so the point now is to first now load the data. We have the table, but we haven't any data that we should have. So let's go back here, and I'm going to look for generic. Probably I should refresh. Generic, and I click on all. As you can see, it's empty. Let's load the data first. So I'm going to click on load data. So under system import sets, you have load data. I click on that, and I'm going to create a new table. I don't think I have the staging table already. I don't have it, so I'm going to create a new table. It's going to be called generic ACL. Okay, this one, just like this. This is a table where you're loading the data from your Excel file sheet to this table exactly, right? This is not a table where you're directly loading the data to the target table. This is an intermediate table. I'm going to choose the file, this one, right? So select sheet number 1, either row is 1, okay? It's fine. Click on submit. So it's completed successfully, processed file, inserts file. So that means every information that we have in our Excel file sheet, it was imported properly to our staging table. And now we have to create what we call a map. The map, as the name is, the definition of the name is going to map 2 tables, like trying to find out how to match fields from the staging table and fields from the target table. I'm going to click on transform map, and here I'm going to name it map 2 because I have already map 1. This is our staging table. If you remember, I named it generic ACL, so that's why this is like the name for the database, and this is the name that I have given. And here I'm going to look for the target table, generic, and this one. Great. So at this point we have to do one thing, is auto map matching fields. So we have to map this table to this table, all the fields. So let's do that. Okay, you can see here field 1 to field 1, field 5 to field 5. It's not in the proper order. Field 2 to field 2, field 3 to field 3, field 4 to field 4. This is the source, which is our staging table. This is our target table, which is this one. So we have matched exactly the columns. And when we are going to do the transform and select our map, is actually going to take the data from our staging table and put it in our target table. So all we need to do is to make sure that you have map 2 here selected. If you don't have it, if you have it here, just push it here and transform. Click on transform. It's transformation complete success. If you want to check if this thing is properly done, you can click on the import set here, and it's going to give you the details. State complete, runtime 1 second, total 5, inserts 5. As you can see, everything that we had in our Excel file sheet, it went to our staging table. From our staging table, by running the transform app, it went to our target table. It's done. So let's check if at this point, if I type generic, I click all, if I have everything. Great, I have all the information that I need, all the data. So we can start to work on to create views. So I'm going to I don't want to see this number. So I'm just going to put this thing here. So it's pretty good now, and it's pretty similar to the image that I have here. So great. So at this point, we have our table. Now we have our role created. We have the access control created, but the role is not yet assigned to the appropriate people. We have to assign the role that we have created the role admin, which is here. We have created the role table user, which is here. Okay, so what you have to do is to type user, and if you scroll down, you will get the user administration. You go here and look for Fred. You will be already able to see everything, but still I'm going to edit and add this role to him because he's admin, so he will see it, and it's going to be admin for this specific application. So I'm going to save it, and I'm going to look for Beth here, and I'm going to edit it and look for the one that I want. She's going to be the user. Save it, update. Great. So at this point, both individuals, Fred and Beth, should able to see every information. So let's check if that thing is working or not. So I'm going to impersonate and click on Fred and type generic. You can see here we have generic, create all. If I click on all, we have everything. I'm going to do the same thing again, put this thing here, save it. Perfect, I have all the fields. Another good thing here, you can end impersonation. So it's like it's going back to system administrator and impersonate again to Beth and check Beth if she has access. Yes, she has also access. She can see everything. So I'm gonna just do the same thing, put it here because I just don't like the way it is. Perfect. So at this point we have both individuals able to see everything, but what we want, let's get back to our image, is to make Beth, like for the field 3, she should not see that field exactly, but comparing to Fred, he will be able to see everything. So how we can do that? Let's get back to our studio, and before even that I'm going to end impersonate and elevate role, because if you want to modify some information on the access control list, you have to have the security admin role. And this is like there is a time running when you elevate your role. So you have to be like work on that immediately once you have elevated your role. So right now I have security admin role, and I can go back, and I prefer to open again using Studio the application. And here I'm going at the first point, read table user, and here read admin. Okay, here I'm going to choose this one. It has already the user role here, and you can notice here we have none. This is highly important. The access control that we are creating at this point, this access control is a non-access control. What is none? In fact, none is going to access, is going to give it's going to allow to view everything, all the fields for whoever we are going to give for the role that we are going to insert here. So the user, table user, for example, Beth, she will be able to see everything. And I want as well the system admin to be able to see everything. Okay, so that's the first thing that we are going to do. So the first modification. The second modification, at this point, we have to imagine the table is available as we saw before for everyone. All the field is available for everyone using the access control none. And we can now create, go to the other one, read here, for example, and make it specific. Create a specific field. Instead of having none here, we can choose a field. I'm going to choose, for example, field 3 as I have in my image here. Field 3 is not available for Beth, sorry. And field 3, I'm going to make it available only for the admin role. For the person who has only the admin role can see that exclusively, specifically. So, which means But we have already granted the access to see everything, but the fact that we are adding here field 3 at this point and saying that it's going to be exclusively for admin is going to reduce the access for Beth, because the field 3 become exclusively for admin, and no other person which has the role different than admin can access it. Even though we have done before just ahead here that we have given all the granted the role for both people. So it's going, this one is going to be activated after that. That's how it works. So I'm going to keep it as admin and update it, and you will be able to see actually how the result now. So at this point, field 3 is specifically to admin, not anyone else, but admin has already all the access, so it's already granted for all the fields, and is again granted specifically for the field 3, which means field 3 is not available for other users which don't have the role admin. So Beth don't have the role admin, she's a table user, so in such case she won't be able to see it. So let's check that. So I'm going back here. At this point, I'm going to impersonate Fred Liddy. Oh, I'm typing Fred Liddy. So I have to type generic, and I click on all. I have everything, so perfect. And I'm going to impersonate Beth. And I'm going to type generic, and if I click on all, as you can see here, the field 3 is not here. It's only exclusively for the admin role. So we have restricted the access for Beth to not to see that specific field by using this type of access control. And you can see here the application file is quite different. We have field 3 dot field 3 and read. So it's a different naming that we have. So you cannot be lost if you want to have like clear view, so you have a clear application file naming here. So now what we are going to try is the second example. The example here is going to be pretty much similar. Fred has access for everything, but only the field tree is available to Beth. Just the opposite, field tree was not available here, but every other fields were available. But here, field tree will be available for her, but not the other fields. It's going to be like hidden or not shown, right? So how we can do that is a different thing that we have to do. So as we understood first in our first access control read, which already given access to everything, we are going to create a new read access control list where we are going to give again the access, but let me show you, I will explain you. So I'm going to create the access control, and for that let me impersonate the system administrator, and then again elevate role, and as you can see here I have to go back because it's timed out, become security admin, and close this one, open it again the application. Great, now I click on create application file, type access control. Now I have access control. If you haven't done all these steps, you will not get it. So I'm going to click on create. Great, so now I'm going to choose the table that I want to use, generic, so it's this one, and here we are going to use the star. The star is pretty much similar to none, but it works in a bit different way. As we had before field 3, and we have given her a specific role, right? And it's become exclusively for this role, for the person who has that role, and every person who don't have that role won't be able to see the field tree, right? That's what we have seen just before. Now we are going to use this one and add a role here. X, it's going to be for example admin. I'm gonna click here and submit it. Okay, great. So I should have a, okay, I'm going to change it to read. It shouldn't be create. Okay, have it here. So what's happening at this point? This one is saying every field is exclusively for admin. Like the reference field, we have field 3 exclusively for the role that we had given. This one is going to be exclusively for admin, even though before we granted access, but at the same time everyone has a different role than admin won't be able to see any field, which means if Beth won't be able to see any field, so it will be completely empty. So with these roles, we are like giving access to everything and taking access from that person. So before even doing that, I have to deactivate this in order to show you, because this one is field 3 and we are hiding the field 3 for Beth. So I'm going to deactivate it, otherwise it won't work. Okay, so now let's go here and check. Now at this point, if you understood properly, we have given access for Beth and Fred to see everything, but with this access control with the star, we have exclusively given access for all fields only to admin, and everyone who don't have the role table user, sorry, the role admin won't be able to see all the fields, which means Beth, she doesn't have the admin role, so she won't be able to see anything, right? So let's see here. I'm going back impersonate, and as usual, first let's test for Fred. Fred already is admin, so it anyway is going to see everything. So I'm going to click on all. Everything is here, perfect. Now I'm going to impersonate and choose Beth and type generic. Is there available, but as you can see here, it's completely empty. She's not able to see anything. Even though I click here something, you cannot choose any field to be selected and then put in your list view. So that's the thing. The fact that we have set here this access control with the star, it taken everything which was accessible for her before. And now what we can do, we can modify a little bit this one, the last one, to give exclusively access to her. So I can go click on this one. Okay, so I have to do something which is like end impersonation and then elevate role and again security admin. Okay, this one is done and I prefer to open again once more the application generic. Great. So at this point we are going to modify a little bit the last one, field 3, which is the field 3 exclusively. It was meant for admin, but we are going to make a little change. It's going to be exclusively for the table user role, which is the role assigned to Beth. So which is going to actually give the have this result basically. So I'm going to click here and change it and put it X and table user. Great. So I'm gonna update it. Great. So at this point, field 3 is exclusively for Beth. Okay. So I should have this one, this result. So let's see if we are going to have this result or not. So I'm going back to impersonate and look for Beth. So I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm going to just show you that Fred has everything, and impersonate again to Beth, and Beth should have field 3. Okay, so I'm going to click generic and click on all. Don't be surprised that it doesn't have anything. All you need to do is click here. You should have field 3. So we don't have it. Let's check what's going on here. Yes, what's going on here is basically we haven't put it active. We forgot. So put it active, security constraint. So again, so I have to go here, back, impersonate, system administrator, elevate role, security admin. Okay, close this one. I don't need it. Again, once more, generic application. I'm gonna click on this, activate this one, update it. Boom. Perfect. Now it should be working. So I'm going back here, impersonate, click on Beth, click on here, generic, click on all. Great. So it's already there. I haven't even set the thing. Usually you have to set, but you can see here field 3 is already there. This is the result that we wanted actually. So you can play with it. So if you want, basically you can create as many access control. If you want, for example, field 4 to be available, it's the same thing basically. So I'm going back here. Let's try it. I haven't done it. Let's try it. Let's try this one. I'm going to impersonate and then going to be system administrator and elevate roles, security admin. Okay, done. So I'm going to close this one and open it again, generic, and I'm going to create access control here, create. Right, so it's going to be okay, let's choose the table, generic, this one, and I'm going to choose field 4, and it's going to be exclusively for our user Beth, who has this role. Click on, make sure it's active, the rest is perfect, and I'm going to submit it. It's giving me verification security rules. I'm going to continue. Perfect. I'm going to update it. So I have another one, and I have to make sure it should be read as well. Update. Continue. So those are the things that you have to make sure each time when you are creating. It's highly important. Okay, so now I'm going back here and look for a bed. Let's test. This is the test that I'm doing just now right on the video. I haven't prepared it. So so I'm going to like to be bed here, and I'm going to do is look for generic, click on all. As you can see here, we have field 3, field 4. So all we need to do is to understand how theoretically this access control list works. It's kind of, I would say, tongue twister in every language that we have. It's complicated to pronounce. You know, in every language you have certain sentence that you pronounce, and it's very complicated in the beginning. And it was the same for me, so I had to practice a little bit. You got the understanding how theoretically this thing works, how it breaks down the view from the general to the restricted one. Okay, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and have a good day. Bye.